Hey friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. Today, let's make a custom t-shirt without ever using a cutting machine. That is right, we're not going to use a cutting machine to make a custom t-shirt. What we're going to use is some sublimation. I already got my print all set up for you. Don't worry, I'm going to walk you through how to make this exact print. It is backwards, but we will go through making this print and then we're not even going to use a machine. We are going to then just kind of cut it out and put it on a t-shirt, and we're gonna have our own custom t-shirt. Sometimes using one of these cutting machines, it can be finicky, your print and cut can be off, you don't have a machine. The Cricuts themselves only print up to so big for it's 6.75 by 9.25. So it's helpful that you're gonna not have to use a machine for it, so you can maximize your space and get the largest print possible for your shirt. Okay, so we are going to start with making the design first, and that we'll do in Design Space. It's a free program, so even if you don't have Cricut Design Space, you can still make the t-shirt. Yep, it's a free program, and let's go to the computer and we will design it together. All right, we are at the computer now. You can already tell that I have the finished design already finished right here. That's what we're going to end up creating, and it's going to look like this, although it is backwards. Okay, so what you want to do is, and we're just going to slide this over to the right because we don't need it. I had just looked up retro sunshine wallpaper in Google and images, and I found this one right here that I liked. So all I did was I right clicked and I saved the image to my downloads. And it is right here. Can't see it, but it is right there. Okay, so then when you have it saved in your downloads or on your desktop, wherever you want to save it, press this upload button, and you can see it's right there. Press this upload button, press upload, and drag this over into your design space. I'm not going to save it because I already have one, but I'll just walk you through the steps. So we'll do complex. Okay, you don't want to remove the background. You don't want to do anything. Just press apply and continue. You want to save it as a print, then cut image. You can name it whatever you want and then press upload. I'm not going to because it's already on my screen. So I'm just going to press cancel, but make sure and press upload. Okay, then what you want to do is go back into upload and select your print that you just uploaded onto Design Space, and then press add to canvas. I'm sure you're asking yourself, how in the world did I get this t-shirt design in there? At the very top right here, there's this button called templates. If you click that, all of these templates will come up. They won't be in the permanent saved file. So if you save the file and then you reopen it later, you won't have that template anymore. So you have to find it again. But it's a nice little tool just to see like how big or small you should be making your item. And I just clicked the baseball tee. That's what this was. So that's what we're using today. Okay. So here is the printed image that we're going to use. I'm just going to make it big, just so you can see it. You can resize afterwards later down on the road when you are ready to resize, but let's make this screen bigger. Okay, we'll drag this over so we can kind of get an idea of what we're doing. All right, so here is that. Okay, to make this curved shape, which right now we have a rectangle. To make the curved shape, all you do is go over into shapes, and this curved it's called a U-shape tag. That's what they have it. But the curved shape that we're looking for, that's what we want. So just insert that. Now it's going to be upside down. So then go over into flip and flip vertical. There you go. We got starting to have the shape. Okay, now you just want to make it big to go. We're just going to unlock it. I just kind of want to make this the shape that I'm looking for. And make it a little bit bigger than a little bit wider than what it is. You'll see in a second what I'm about ready to tell you, but it helps if it's a little bit wider so you don't get like extra slice marks somewhere else that you don't know of. Okay, and I'm just gonna select both of these and press align and center. And then when you have what you're looking for, essentially, just select both again, right click, and press slice. Did we press slice? Try again. Press slice. Oh, there it goes. It was just thinking. Like, wait, why is it not doing that? Okay, so then we're going to delete what we don't want. And now we're left with, look at how cute. We have a cute little an arched rectangle thing. Whatever, that's what we're looking for. That's the shape we're looking for. Now, the one that I made now is a little bit taller than the original one. That's fine. If you wanted to, you can unlock and start moving this around to make it a little bit shorter if you wanted to. All right, moving on to the next step. So I will put in the links in the video the font that I use, like the link to the font, but it's called Letter Magic. That's what I used. Again, I'll put that in the link so you don't have to go searching for it. But that's essentially what you want on this project. And I am just going to add a text box. And let's go drink this. Okay, make your own sunshine. All right, there we go. Now, you can tell with the original one that I have, the A and the K are kind of interlocked together, and the A and the K on Design Space isn't. It's just a design space thing. A lot of cool fonts that have like glyphs and things of that sort, they don't often get picked up in Design Space. I have no idea why. It's quite annoying. So what I always do when I'm doing, especially with this font, because I know it has special glyphs like that A and the K interlocking, I open up my Pages word processor, any word processor that you have. You can tell I already have my my print in there, but just go in here and type in make. And I actually did, when I was originally doing this, I said make your own sunshine, and I was just making sure that like there wasn't any more interlocking. This obviously the A and the K did interlock, so the same concept that you did trying to get your pattern into Design Space, that's what we're going to do. I am going to screenshot and drag my box over make. I'm going to minimize that, and then I'm going to go back into upload, press upload image. You can see I already have it right here, and go through that same process. Upload image, find your image, drag it in there, remove the background, then name it, and then save. Same thing we did to how to get the pattern in here. You repeat the process to get this make. So then I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add to canvas. So now I have the same make as original, because I personally like that the A and K are kind of working together. It's the whole point of the font. That's why I like that. So I'm just going to make it big. And then for these, instead of ungrouping each individual letter, all I'm going to do is go into advanced and ungroup to lines. That way I can delete this one. And these are all individual lines, but not a whole bunch of letters. For this particular design, I do have a little bit of shadow to make the letters stand out. So just clicking on one line, press the offset button, and my particular offset is 0.05. Because you're designing your own shirt, you can choose any offset that you would like. You want your offsets to be welded, so make sure that's clicked, and then just press apply. And you're going to want to do that for everything. So all of my lines, I am going to just do that same offset, 0.05. Okay, and you can tell on my original one, all of them are white. So I'm going to go over onto the right here, and I'm going to click all of my text offsets and make them white. Well, one of them's a print and cut image, so I can't do. I think that's a glitch in the Cricut system, where if it's a print and cut image, you can't select to change that color. It's quite obnoxious, but you can work around that. Okay, and then I have all of these colors right here. right. That's okay. So we're going to change this over into a print and cut. We'll change it over, or we're going to change it into a cut. We'll change it over to a print and cut later, just to make it easy for ourselves. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So the tip and trick that I have that is like bananas, and I use it all the time, is it is so hard to figure out, like, for if I wanted to change the color of this font, it would take forever to, select that, go to advanced, and kind of drag this around to get the colors to match perfectly. You can tell, like, over here on the original, my orange is orange, my yellow is the same yellow. Like, how did I do that? I don't know. I'll show you, because it is like a magic trick. Go back over into your Google and open up, and I'll link it in the description. It's called Color Picker. It's amazing. All you do is you use your own image. I am going to then find my screenshot that I did, and I'm going to drag it over. And look, it is there. I know it's the same image, but here's where the magic comes in. Take your little dragging tool and just click on a color that you want. Scroll down a little bit, and you see this hex code? Copy that, go back into design space, click on make, and get your color. And then right here, this hex code, you want to paste your new hex code in there. And look, now that pink is the same pink that you have in the file. It's bananas. I love this trick. It helps so much by matching up colors when you're trying to really do matchy, which that's what we're trying to do. Same thing with I'm going to make it yellow. So I'm going to go back into my Google, find the yellow, click it. This changed, so I'm going to highlight it and copy, going back into design space, and then finding the color, here's the hex code, and paste it in there, and now it's changed. So you want to do that for all of them. Go here. It seems like a whole lot of work, but I can tell you right now, it's a lot easier than trying to figure out what color goes to what. This sunshine, I think I just chose a color because it's like not something that is on this right here. I think I had just chosen it. Okay, so now that you have all of that, we're just going to drag this over onto your print and put it wherever you want. I liked it like this. You can do it any way you want. Oh, make this a little bit smaller. Okay, and then I have this random little smiley face. I love doing like hidden Mickeys or hidden smiley faces or hidden daisies on everything. Like I always have like a secret hidden something, like an Easter egg. So I like to do that. So this right here, this little smiley face is actually just in design space. So if you click on images and right here and do smiley face, just click on the search for smiley face. It'll pop up for you. It's right here. And it's a free access image. So once you have it clicked, press add to canvas. I don't know what's going on with my design space. Okie dokie. Then we're just going to make him smaller. And we're going to put him in the pink. We're going to make him pink. Okay, now all of this is kind of a cut file, and you can tell with the darker grayish black lines, and you don't want that because you're printing it and we're not using our machines for this. So all you want to do is select it all and then hit flatten, and all those lines just disappeared. So now what you have on the left is exactly what we had on the right. I probably should have changed some colors, but it's fine. Like the make over here is a different color, but that's okay. This is a brand new shirt and a brand new t-shirt design. Okay, so now that you have this right here to the left, and that's our finished design, that little smiley face is actually going to get cut off. So let's unflatten it, right click and unflatten, and I'm going to bring him up just a little bit. Okay, then select all and flatten again. Okay, now what you want to do is, if I were to print this, if I were to send this to my Cricuts to print, the largest I can print is 6.75 by 9.25. That's kind of small. If you hold up a t-shirt, I'm going to be using a large t-shirt. It's going to be kind of small, 6.75 inches. So I kind of want it to be like a bigger print. That's why we're going to use not use our cutting machines. So all you want to do is zoom in as close as possible to your print before you start getting like lines everywhere. And you want to screenshot this. Taking my little screenshot button, and I'm going to drag a box around everything that is my print. See how you can see that gray little box? That's what I'm getting ready to screenshot. And I'm going to let go. So I just took a screenshot. Open your word processor back up. We'll delete that. And then, there we go. Okay, opening your word processor back up and drag your screenshot into your word processor. And I'm going to zoom out. I already have the first one. Okay, now I'm going to make this as large as I possibly can for the paper that I'm using. It's going to be 8 inches. And that's just to accommodate for it not getting cut off in certain areas, because that would suck for you to have to waste a precious paper for that. So I'm going to make it 8 inches. Now all you want to do is you want to print this. So when you sublimate, you always want to sublimate in reverse if you're going on a t-shirt or a hat or any type of textile. You want to make sure and always flip your image. Today I am using this really cool stuff. Before I've shown you how to sublimate on glitter HTV, and that's a lot of fun. That's so much fun. But I got this new stuff from Polytape. It's really fun. It is like a polyester type material. It kind of feels like a fabric. It's going to be white. And you can sublimate directly onto it. So what I did was I used this paper, and I put it through my sublimation print, and I printed on this. You could, if you wanted to, do just a regular sublimation print, but then your t-shirts have to be polyester. This is 100% cotton. This shirt that I'm using is 100% cotton. This is why I'm using this type of HTV material, so I can print onto the polyester and then heat press onto a 100% cotton shirt. I know, that just got really confusing. Okay, print your design and then come back to me and I will show you what to do next. Now that you have your printed design, what we want to do is just take your scissors and cut away the excess. You don't need to do this step if you are not using this type of material. If you're doing just a sublimation print on a polyester shirt, doing this portion is unnecessary. But and the reason why I'm doing that is because I'll show you. If I were to heat press this entire rectangle the way it sits, when I get done, what will be left is a white piece of fabric, polyester fabric with some HTV on it, and that's not what you want. Okie dokie. So this is what my print will look like after it's done being pressed onto there. This is exactly what it'll look like. I'm waiting for my heat press to finish heating up, and when I'm done doing that, we will go to the heat press and press this onto the shirt. I have my t-shirt right here. Trick of the trade is, I know that they sell those collars, the ruler collar thing, template thing. I don't particularly care for them because all shirts are made differently, but they all can find a center. So all I'm doing is I'm folding my shirt in half, just like this. I open my heat press up, and I'm going to press right down the middle. Nice and easy. I don't need a long press or a hard press. I just need a press. Just a couple seconds just to make sure that I get a line in my shirt. If you can see that line right there, that's the line we want. That is the actual middle of my shirt. I'm going to lay this down. Move this over this way. Okay. Now what I found out with my print that I had first printed out, my very first print that I printed was in reverse. And then I was sitting there looking at it because I'm using a polyester material so I can sublimate on a cotton shirt. If you're doing a regular sublimation print on a polyester print, you always want to mirror your design. So I still stand by that. When I had printed out the first one and cut it out, I was playing with the print as I was waiting for the heat press to press up, and I said, there's just no way. There's no way that this is going to press the way it does. So I used a shirt, just a random shirt that I have that I messed up on originally, and I pressed it, and it is backwards, because this stuff you print forward and then you peel off and then stick on. So the original print that I did wasn't backwards, but for this stuff, this material, if you're using it, you want to print normal ways and then print it right here. I put a little bit of like a heat transfer tape on the top of it, but this is essentially what you want. So everything I said before, just throw it out the window. Okay, unless you're doing a regular sublimation print, then always mirror. Okay, so we have our middle right here. The rule of thumb for me is 3 fingers. We go, oh, and also we forgot to make the middle on the print. So to make the middle on the print, you're just gonna fold your print in half, and then you're just going to make a small little like crease at the very top and go to the bottom and do the same thing at the very bottom. And so now you kind of have a crease right here and right here. Alrighty, then flatten it out on the heat transfer tape. Okay, and then taking your 3 fingers, you just want to go from the bottom of the collar, not the top of the collar, the bottom where the edging is, and you want to just put your 3 fingers and line up that crease that you have with the lines. So we have a crease right here and a crease right there. So sometimes when you lay a shirt down or even a sweatshirt, it'll kind of look wonky, but as long as you line up your creases with your heat press line, your middle line, you should be fine. So for me, I am going to tape this down with a little bit of heat resistant tape so it doesn't slide around everywhere. Okie dokie, now we got that. I am then going to get some parchment paper, and I'm going to just take a little piece, and I put it in between my shirt, the front and the back, in the middle, just in case I don't want the image to go and bleed onto the back of my shirt. That would stink, so you don't want that to happen. So just make sure that the parchment paper is in between. Okay, all right, then take it back over here. Woo. Opening up my heat press. I'm gonna lay this down in my press. Just like that. Taking another little bit of parchment paper, going over the top. This particular this polyester material that I'm using, it says for $3.74 for 50 seconds. That's how long I'm going to press for. So I'm going to press start and press down. So we're going to press for that long. Different sublimation papers and inks all have their own pressing settings. I would always check with the manufacturer settings of your sublimation paper and print that you are using, but for this particular stuff, it's $3.74 for 50 seconds. Okay, let's lift up. And just peel. Shake out the parchment paper. And that's it. You have a finished t-shirt without ever using your cutting machine. All right, y'all. I will see you later.